In parts of rural Japan, it's common to see adults in their 70s sitting on the floor, standing back up without using their hands, and walking daily to local markets. In contrast, in many modern countries, people in their early 60s already avoid stairs, hesitate to kneel, and plan their day around knee or hip pain. Same human joints, same cartilage, very different outcomes. That contrast should immediately raise an important question. If joint pain after 60 were simply normal aging, why does it not affect everyone the same way? Here's a statistic that may surprise you. According to data summarized in The Lancet Rheumatology, nearly 40% of adults over 60 report chronic joint pain that limits daily activities. Yet imaging studies show that pain severity often does not match how worn down the joint actually looks. In other words, many people with significant arthritis changes have little pain, while others with mild changes suffer daily. That tells us something critical. Persistent joint pain is not just about damage. It's about how the joint is used, supported, and signaled by the nervous system. Today I want to walk you through what actually helps joint pain after 60. Based on biology, clinical research, and real-world results, we'll move through this in a ranked format, starting with approaches that help but aren't enough on their own, and ending with the most powerful, proven solution that consistently changes pain, mobility, and independence. And yes, that final piece is often overlooked even by doctors. Let's begin. This matters biologically because pain itself changes how you move. When a joint hurts, the brain subtly alters muscle activation to protect it. Over time, that protective pattern increases stiffness and weakness, which ironically increases pain. Medications like acetaminophen or topical anti-inflammatories can temporarily reduce pain signals, allowing more normal movement. A large review in BMJ found that topical NSAIDs reduce knee pain by about 20% over 12 weeks in adults over 60, with fewer side effects than oral medications. The key instruction here is simple. Pain relief should be used as a window, not a solution. If you use a cream or medication, use it before gentle movement or walking, not just to sit longer. From a safety standpoint, avoid daily long-term use of oral anti-inflammatories unless supervised by your physician, especially if you have blood pressure, kidney, or stomach concerns. Pain relief can help, but it cannot restore joint function on its own. Number 3 is flexibility and joint range of motion. This matters biologically because cartilage receives nutrients from movement. Unlike muscle, cartilage has no direct blood supply. It relies on gentle compression and release to stay healthy. When joints stop moving fully, cartilage health declines, and stiffness increases pain sensitivity. A controlled study from the University of Copenhagen showed that adults aged 65 to 80 who performed daily low-load joint mobility exercises improved knee and hip range of motion by 15% in 8 weeks, with modest pain reduction. The instruction here is to move joints daily through comfortable ranges, never forcing end positions. Think slow circles, gentle bending and straightening, and controlled rotations. Safety is critical. Stretching into pain does not help aging joints. The goal is nourishment, not strain. Flexibility supports joint health, but again, it is not the main driver of long-term pain relief. Number 2 is muscle strength around the joint. This is where many people start to see real improvement. Biologically, joints do not move on their own. Muscles absorb shock, control alignment, and reduce stress on cartilage. Weak muscles mean higher joint load with every step. Landmark trial published in Arthritis Care and Research followed adults over 60 with knee pain. Those who improved quadriceps and hip strength by just 20% experienced a 30 to 40% reduction in pain during walking and stair climbing. The instructions here must be precise. Strength training for joint pain is not about heavy weights or fast movements. It is about slow, controlled resistance that teaches the nervous system to trust the joint again. Simple sit-to stands from a chair, supported leg extensions, and slow step backs are excellent starting points. From a safety perspective, progression matters more than intensity. Start with ranges and loads that feel almost too easy, then build gradually over weeks. Strength helps significantly, but there is still one piece missing. And now we arrive at number 1, the most essential and most overlooked solution for joint pain after 60: movement patterns and load tolerance. This is the part most people never hear explained clearly. Here's why this matters biologically. Pain is not just a signal from the joint. It is an output of the nervous system. After years of altered movement, fear, or inactivity, the brain becomes highly sensitive to joint signals. Research from the University of South Australia, published in Pain, showed that targeted movement retraining reduced chronic knee pain by 45%, even when joint structure did not change. What changed was how the brain interpreted movement. This is powerful. It means your joint may be capable of more than you think, but it needs to be reintroduced to load safely and consistently. In one clinical program at Stanford University, adults aged 60 to 75 followed a 12-week progressive movement plan focused on walking mechanics, balance, and gradual load exposure. Over 70% reported meaningful pain reduction. And more importantly, improved confidence in daily activities like walking outdoors and climbing stairs. The instructions here are not complicated, but they require consistency. You must practice movements that resemble real life: walking, standing, stepping, turning, and carrying light loads. The focus is on quality, not speed. Slow walking with attention to posture, controlled transitions from sitting to standing, balance supported. Single leg loading retrain both muscles and the nervous system. Safety comes from respecting recovery. Mild discomfort during or after movement is acceptable. Sharp pain that worsens over days is not. Progression should feel boringly gradual, because that is how the nervous system relearns safety. This final step matters emotionally as much as physically. Persistent joint pain steals more than comfort. It steals confidence. It changes how you see your future. When people regain the ability to move without fear, they don't just walk better. They shop independently. They travel, play with grandchildren. They stop planning their lives around chairs and railings. That is dignity. That is independence. Joint pain after 60 does not go away because of a single stretch, pill, or exercise. It improves when pain relief, mobility, strength, and most importantly, movement confidence come together in the right order. This is not a miracle. It is biology working as intended when we respect it. If this message resonates with you, I'd love to hear from you. Share your age in the comments and which joint gives you the most trouble. And if you found something that truly helped you move better after 60, your experience may help someone else feel less alone. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next video.